Today's Broncos Breakdown is presented by the Fetch Rewards app, where you can earn points on any receipt from any store or restaurant and then redeem them for gift cards and other rewards. We'll tell you more about our friends over at Fetch Rewards later on in today's video, but we have a lot to talk about in today's Broncos Breakdown because trade rumors are hot, piping, buzzing, whatever Mad Lib word you want to toss in. I don't really care because Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams not only could be a possibility to be coming to Denver this offseason, but honestly feel more likely than unlikely. And maybe I'll sound stupid in a couple months saying that, but there's a lot of serious traction and legs are growing about the possibility of the Broncos trading for both of these. Maybe even signing Adams. I'll explain how that works later on, but I want to ask this question first. Do you want the Broncos to go out and get Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams? Plain and simple. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. If you want to see those two guys trade in their green and yellow uniforms for some beautiful blue and orange, let me know what you think in the comment section below. The notes on how to get Rodgers and Adams looks like this. The Broncos have been in the mix to get Aaron Rodgers for a long time now. Honestly, just under a year, right before the draft last year when Adam Schefter broke that, and up until today. Really, it has never gone away. Meanwhile, Davante Adams, he is going to be a free agent this offseason, so naturally you would think you could go out and sign Davante Adams. Well, there's actually, I would say a wrinkle, but a different route. Maybe the Packers want to franchise tag Davante Adams and then trade him afterwards so they can at least get something for him. So that's the new wrinkle in this saga of where will Rodgers and Adams go this offseason. It could result in a tag and trade. I personally think the Broncos are in the best shape of anyone to get these two guys. They've got plenty of cap space. They have over $40 million. That puts them at number 6 in the NFL. They have 5 picks in the top 100, including the number 9 pick in the number 9 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. Plenty of capital, deep wallets, and a aggressive GM in George Paton that wants to see this team flourish with a very talented roster, except for one tiny important position, the quarterback spot. There's no doubt that these two have been the most dynamic wide receiver and quarterback duo, maybe even in NFL history. I know that's bold to say, but it's trending that way. Look at the numbers. Look at the stats here. A nice touchdown combination at 69, 108 games, just under 8,000 yards. I mean, these two have been one of the best combinations in the NFL since Adams came in the league in 2014. How pumped would you be, though, if the Broncos were able to make this happen? Scale for me from 1 to 10, 1 being you're a Packers fan and you come over to our channel to try and just sell yourself on this idea never happening. 10 being you buy their jersey before the plane even touched ground and you cannot wait for this to happen. Let me know what you think down below. This is also the pinned comment, so if a YouTube ad break comes on by, use it as a chance to drop your answers at that first pinned comment in the comment section below the video. I think you got to go all chips in. I do not want to see another Broncos talented roster go to waste. This was a top 5 defense, and I get it. Vic Fangio played a huge role in that defense being a top 5 defense, but I don't want to see another great season from Simmons and up-and-coming stars at Cooper and Browning and Bradley Chubb maybe reemerging, be washed down the drain, a year of contracts, all for nothing. Patrick Surtain being already one of the best corners in the NFL. No, go all chips in. And what you would get at the second round and the third round picks would never equate to Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. So I would love to see a trade happen. Some Packers beat reporters on a Packers podcast said this. Bill Huber from Sports Illustrated said they will trade Rodgers to whoever Nathaniel Hackett's coaching, probably Denver. Adams will go with them because the Broncos have loads of cap space. And then also on the podcast, Matt Schneederman from The Athletic said, I agree. I would have said both would stay after last night. This came out just after the NFC divisional round. I think the Packers trade Rodgers and Adams in a tag and trade to the Denver Broncos, who will have Dan Quinn as their head coach and Luke Getsy calling plays. Adams and Rodgers both love Luke Getsy, so we'll see what happens there. I think it's just interesting that both guys said different head coaches, and both guys still had Rodgers and Adams going to the Broncos. But this is the price of buying a Super Bowl, and I think it's worth going all in to get that happen, okay? Because if you want to be a real contender in the NFL, you got to spend a little money. You just don't see teams fall into Super Bowls anymore. This is not that day and age of the NFL of getting hot with a young Rex Grossman quarterback. There's just no way of making that happen with how talented, especially in the AFC, the quarterbacks are. Today's sponsor is the Fetch Rewards app, where you can get locked in when you go to chatsports.com/fetch. Listen, Fetch Rewards is a super easy to use, and it's free. And all you have to do is scan your receipts like you see on the screen right now, and then boom, you're going to be locked in to get free rewards. Wherever you buy, get gift cards for Amazon, Visa, wherever you like to shop and dine. All you got to do is just scan your receipt, and it's going to give you points. Redeem those points for gift cards wherever you'd like to go, and boom, you are locked in. And also, when you go to chatsports.com/fetch and use the promo code Broncos, we'll start you off with 3,000 bonus points on us. Earn points on any receipt from any store or restaurant. Redeem them for gift cards. Guys, it is the best deal out there right now. Check them out, Fetch Rewards. I'll have all that information in the comments and in the description, high up too in the description, so you can't miss it. We're shopping anyway. Why don't you get some gift cards for the places you love to shop by just scanning a picture of your receipt? Check them out, chatsports.com/fetch, promo code Broncos. So I cooked up a little mock trade in the laboratory, and here is what I came up with. Before you bite my head off, let me explain. Broncos get Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. Packers franchise tag Adams and then trade him to the Broncos so they at least get something out of him. And the Broncos also get a 2023 7th-round pick because GMs love to throw around meaningless 7th-round picks. Meanwhile, the Packers, they get a good haul. A 2022 first, which is the 9th overall pick and 2nd-round pick, 2023 first and 3rd, and then a 2024 2nd-round pick. They also get Drew Lock to give whoever the next quarterback is in Green Bay some competition, and Jeudy. I know that's not a fun thing to say, and I don't want Jeudy to leave the Denver Broncos, but if you're going to get Rodgers and Adams, you're going to have to give up a lot. That's just a fact. And I think we can all agree Adams is a better wide receiver than Jeudy. Sure, Adams is 29, and Jeudy is only in the 2nd year of his career. So in 10 years, this may look back and you go, what an awful deal. Why did we give up Jeudy? But these are two of the top best players in the NFL. And so I think a sign and tag and trade for the Packers is the most realistic option. They want to get something out of Davante Adams, so why don't you tag him? If Davante Adams were to hit free agency, I bet he would get about a $30 million average contract. 4 years, $120 million, probably something that he would be worth. If the Packers franchise tag him, which they have the right to do, wide receivers in 2022, the average would be about $19 million. So that's why I think the Packers may look to franchise tag Davante Adams and then trade him so they at least get something out of him. Also, Davante Adams, good chance he wants to go wherever his buddy Aaron Rodgers is going. And the Denver Packers may be an actual thing. Look at this actual realistic lineup for the Broncos. Head coach, Nathaniel Hackett. Offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy, former Packers quarterback coach. Quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Wide receiver 1, Davante Adams. They would all just carpool together, right? Just make a road trip out of it, honestly. Go from Green Bay to Denver, switch off driving, maybe Getsy. I bet Hackett's the guy that gets to pick where they stop for lunch. He looks like a big fan of Chick-fil-A. So that's why I think a Denver Packers team could be pretty funny. The only kind of kicker looking back right now is the extension. Sorry, my producer's laughing. The extension of Courtland Sutton and Tim Patrick don't look super good at this moment because a lot of your money is now tied up with those two guys. And if you were going to trade for Davante Adams, you probably wouldn't have extended both of them. It maybe in hindsight we'll look back and go, oh, if maybe we didn't have to extend Patrick, even though I think Tim Patrick is a very unsung hero on this team. Before we get to the rest of today's show, I implore you guys to subscribe to the channel right now. Listen, the Broncos and the Giants are both out there looking for their next head coach, and I can't guarantee if we stay ahead of the Giants in the sub count, the Broncos will get a better head coach, but why leave it up to chance? So just hit that big red button. Subscribe. Don't let the Giants catch up, and don't let the Giants get the best head coach out there. Hit that big red button, and that way, if, say, Dan Quinn or Nathaniel Hackett is deciding where to go, and he's like, that's it. Whatever channel at Chat Sports has the most subscribers, I'm going there. He picks the Broncos. Look at this projected offense, though. How sick would this be? Aaron Rodgers, a 3-time MVP at quarterback. Javonte Williams on several all-rookie teams at running back. Then your wide receiver one is a 5-time Pro Bowler in Davante Adams. Courtland Sutton finally gets a very good and consistent quarterback to make him what we all know he is, which is a Pro Bowl wide receiver. And then Tim Patrick is the glue guy. He is the guy when you're out of beer at the party, you look to Tim Patrick, and he goes and makes a run for another case. That's Tim Patrick. You just can't. I love the guy. I don't want to see him leave. But if it has to be Adams and Rodgers for Jeudy and a whole bunch of picks, I make that trade happen. Needless to say, this is a Super Bowl team. This defense last season was a playoff team with a lot of backups there. It was the offense that kept them out of the playoffs. You make this the offense with the defense from last year and get some returning guys and get healthy again, yeah, that is a Super Bowl team. Not a playoff team. We skipped right past playoff. It's a Super Bowl team. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what does. My last question is, who could pick them up from the airport? Let's say they don't want a road trip. Just comment below. Me, I got them. I can pick up the first batch. I'll get the other batch. I'll send you the flight information. Let me know who can make a run to the airport and pick these guys up, because we got to do everything we can at this point to try and get a handful of these stars to Denver. And if that means an airport run, sure, I'll take the first shift. Let me know what you can do down below, and make sure you hit that big red button and subscribe. We'll catch you later here on the Broncos Breakdown.